Let's dive into the discussions shaping the nation.
I firstly want to congratulate you in terms of your election. I haven't spoken in the chamber since then. While I was a candidate in that election, you were the chosen one, and I wish you well in your term of office. I want to thank the people of Kilkenny for giving me the opportunity to represent them here once again, and to give the fact that they gave me such a strong mandate. To all of those that signed my nomination paper and to my own party, Fianna Fáil, I want to thank you for that support. And I look forward to the contest here today, and I want to avail of the few minutes that we have to perhaps put before you some of the things that I stand for and have stood for since my first election to local government in 1979, and thereafter my election to the Dáil in 1997. I believe the status quo has to be challenged at all times for the better. I believe disruptors in the system are necessary because we can't become complacent in the work that we do on behalf of the people that elect us. And that and reform has been the cornerstone of my contribution to public life, always with an emphasis on public service. And I think that is necessary for all of us to understand. So this Dáil has, I think, a serious obligation and responsibility now, because of the changes that are taking place in the world, to bring forward the reforms that are necessary, to put in place the type of administration that will best deliver to the people that all of us represent. Deliver in terms of value for money, deliver in terms of supporting frontline workers, our Gardaí and our Army, making sure that the marginalised, the sick and the elderly are central to all of what we do. And of course in this chamber, ensuring that the government lives up to its first obligation, which is to keep its people safe. And all of this has a lot to do with the Leas-Cheann and the Comhairle and the different Comhairle that are there to support you in your role. Because all of these issues need to be debated in a constructive way in this House. All of the members deserve the right to have the time, to have the necessary forum available to them to bring forward their own views, to bring forward what is of concern to them and their constituents. The rights of members must be defended all of the time, and we must always consider those that we represent in terms of priority to them. So as they look in at the debates in the Dáil, we have to use those debates. We have to use the various events in the course of our time here in Leinster House to instil confidence in the public. And I would say to the members that there is a need for all of us to be respectful of each other, to be respectful of what we say here in the Dáil, and to ensure that we don't insult one another and thereby send out wrong messages, or indeed that we don't misbehave to the extent that people lose faith in democracy itself. And to do that, I would say to members, all of us have the time to contribute. All of us are equal here in this House, and we should all be listened to. And that goes for government as well, because I've often seen arguments start because of lack of direct information coming from government in terms of parliamentary questions, in terms of response times for the agencies of the state as they respond to the queries of members as put forward in this House through written parliamentary questions or through oral parliamentary questions. I've seen great debates in this House where lots has been said, and yet some of the key points made by opposition and by government backbenchers not to be included in the policy or legislation that is being discussed. So if we are all equal, if we all recognise and are respectful of each other and know the job that we have to do, I believe that we can bring about the type of reform that is absolutely necessary as we move into a different world. Finally, I want to just mention the Gaeilge versus Béarla and the debate that has gone on in this House, actually in standing orders. It clearly states in standing orders that the language is English and Irish. And while I may not be a fluent Gaeilgeoir, I can tell you I have a great love for the Irish language. Will use it occasionally as best I can. And I would say to all of you here that there is no embarrassment about not being able to speak fully the Irish language. And we should try it every time we get the opportunity. But to be respectful to everyone, if you do say something in Irish in the middle of a heated debate, it might be no harm if you repeat it in English thereafter. It might avoid an awful lot of work on committees and debate in this House. So thank you very much for coming forward.
Like, share, and subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.